from Texas and John Conyers from Michigan. And over here is Jesse Jackson Jr. from the House of Appropriation. And the other one was Mr. Leonard Muhammad from the Nation of Islam. I said, wow, today is the day I'm going to tell the world and all these brothers, Leonard Muhammad from the Nation of Islam, the other one, Jesse Jackson Jr., oh, it's over. It's over. The world going to know that Dr. Sebi Coates, and he will be, for the first time, Dr. Sebi would be useful to you because you would hear it from the mouth of the leaders. Have you heard it? No. Have you heard it? No. So what happened to Mr. Leonard Muhammad and Mr. Jesse Jackson Jr.? Who? President Bush. May God bless this man. May God save this man. President Bush said that he appropriated $5 billion to fight AIDS. And Mr. Jesse, and he's a white boy, right? And Mr. Jesse Jackson Jr., who's a brother, he didn't tell no one that his brother cured AIDS. But Mr. President Bush appropriated $5 billion. And we say the white man is dead. You all forget about John Brown? Did he give his life for us? Yes. Of course he did. Then sometime we would say, we should have never been brought from Africa. Where in Africa would you like to live today? You see? You see? We were supposed to be here right now. Whether we like it or not. But that doesn't mean that that's a negative. Because they took, what's his name? Not Moses, but the other one, Joseph, to Egypt to be a slave, and he became the prince. Well, they brought us here, and Barack is the president. Now, Michael goes and tells this audience that the gift that he had for Africa was me. Wow. I looked at the 17 ambassadors like they didn't hear anything. My wife said, just make another trip. Where we going this time, girl? We're going to Uganda. Oh, God. I went to Uganda to look at me like I was stupid. I said, now, is it that everything has to manifest in its own time? That's what's happening. Yes, I cure AIDS. And how do I go about curing AIDS? Let me break that down now. To make it very simple, to cure AIDS, Dr. Sebi didn't go to school, period. He didn't go to medical school. He's not a biochemist. He's not a biologist. He just happened to use the brain power of the African gene. It's nothing really fantastic. What the brain showed me was that when the human body is sick, it's because we've been eating the wrong food. And where did I hear that for the first time? Messenger Elijah Muhammad. That's right. He was the first man to say that. I think the only man. So when you put gasoline in a diesel car, it's not going to run right, right? So now we need the love that God provided for us. We need to eat the food that God made. How I go about curing AIDS and sickle cell and lupus, I give everybody the same compounds. Well, how does it address all these various manifestations of disease? Because there's only one disease. There's never been two. There's only one.
Mucus.
Mucus.
What?
When the mucous membrane has been compromised, you will have a disease where that compromising takes place. If it's in the nasal passage, it's sinusitis. If it's in the lungs, it's pneumonia. But it's mucus on the lungs. Mucus in the bronchial tubes is what? Bronchitis. Then the physician says, and what about AIDS? And what about AIDS, you and your one disease theory? I said, Your Honor, I do not believe in theories because I have never been to school. You see, I either know or I don't know. I don't live in a world of theories or belief. No, I don't live there. He asked, what about AIDS? Yes, Dr. Sebi, where the mucus is in the blood, the skin, and the lymphatic system, which makes up what? The immunological system. That's where you find the mucus. And I know, because I'm the only one curing AIDS as for right now that I know about. I hope that there are others, and they should be. Not only Sebi. Why should Sebi take on that great responsibility? No, it shouldn't be like that. But it is like that. It is where we are now. We should be here for a reason. Like Pushkin, the Russian philosopher, the Russian writer, he said that there could be no occurrence unless that occurrence was supposed to occur. And that's the fact. How could you deny it? It's like writing history without writing about Hitler. Whether you like him or not. Did he live?
Yes.
Thank you. We are on the same journey. So as I make this compound to cleanse the body, I also found something out. That when they removed us from Africa, there were a mineral that they didn't give us from that day until now. Iron. None of us have had iron in our body. And there could be no disease manifesting unless there's a deficiency of iron. Impossible. So what does Dr. Sebi do? He cleansed the body, feed the body the minerals that the body needs, and the body repairs itself. It's as simple as that. But look what I have to go through. Look what I have to go through now. But my daughter, Zave, I don't know because she's 25, she seemed to have a greater hook on things than Daddy. She took 3 of my compounds. One is a salve that Daddy been making for 28 years. She changed that around. Her own genius. She made a product known as Banju. Banju. Any child that is suffering with ADD or any associated deficiency of the brain, it's over in 24 hours. My daughter did that. And so could you. So could all of you. We ought to do it. But we have never been introduced to the path that would avail us the privilege to do such. One of the conquerors, you see, if I was to walk in your house today and I tell you to get out of your house, and if you don't get out, I'm going to chop your head off and I'm going to take your property. You call that a thief and a murderer. But in the days when we were home, sitting under the trees, without any clothes on, we were quite happy, living exactly the way that God intended for us to live. Nobody punched the clock. Nobody went to school. You know what it is like? Telling an eagle, hey eagle, you can't make your nest. You need to go to school to learn to weave your nest. Hey beaver, how did you make that dam? You didn't go to school. You need to go to school to learn to make a dam to catch a fish. But look at what they did to us. Do you know, brothers and sisters, that you don't breathe through your nose? Your blood does not receive the oxygen through your nose that goes to your lungs. It is your pores that receive that oxygen. But you have to be what they call naked. Naked. You said I was naked? Well, you didn't have any clothes on, then the dad made clothes. Oh, but we believed that we were savages. And then the two people that said that we were savages were not Chinese, were not Japanese, they were not Mayan, they were not American Indian. There were two people who said we were savages. And then you and I repeat that. The Arabs and the Caucasian. And we believe them. So when we believe that we were savages because they said it, we telling God Almighty that he didn't know what he was doing when he made us naked. But I'm going to give you guys an example as to what nakedness does. What's it do for you? I was summoned to go to Venezuela. Why? Because an 18-year-old girl didn't like to wear clothes. She would be foaming by her mouth. When they put the clothes on her, she would foam. She'd be nervous. They took her to England, they took her to France, they took her to Japan, they took her all over for psychiatric treatment. And I'm the last man on the totem pole. But there's an herbalist over there. He says he cure all kinds of diseases. Just try him. They paid my way to Venezuela. The man even said, look, I'm not going to send no advance payment. I'm going to pay for your passage and your hotel because I have to see your work first. I said, okay, I'll go on that because I'm confident. When I got to Maracaibo, Venezuela, the little girl is in her room naked. The father told me, your patient is in her room. When I got in there, she didn't have any clothes on. She was natural. She said, hi. She said, hi. Are you going to ask me a bunch of questions? I said, I have two. Only two. And depending on the first is responded to, there may only be one. She said, oh yeah? I said, yes. I'm not the psychiatrist or the neuropathologist. I'm someone that's coming from a different perspective, with something natural from God Almighty. She said, what's the question? How do you feel when you put your clothes on? She said, come, I'll show you. And she took me to the other room. And what I saw was a bunch of paintings in sand, colored sand, with landscapes, seascapes, all kinds of beautiful things. I said, I don't need to ask the second question. She said, why? I say, has your mother or your father ever tell you that you were snoring profusely? She said, yes, I've been snoring loud ever since I was 8 years of age. What was going on with the girl? She was clogged. She was clogged. But taking off her clothes, she allowed the oxygen to enter her body now all over, not only through her nose. The girl put her clothes back on because I gave her the compound. She began to feel different. I got the $5,000 to do a minute job. That's us. We could do it where no one else could do it.
Right.
But they put fear in us. When we go home tonight, you open that refrigerator and you're going to see some awful things. That's why there is a brother in town that I couldn't call him. His name is Ron Seaborn. Ron Seaborn wrote a book, the Children Health Food Book. Brothers and sisters, try to find that book. You may buy it from me because I'm going to tell Ron to send the book to me. In this book, he's showing the sugar demons, the starch creatures, the meat monsters, and the dairy goons. Have you seen the book? In there, you have seen the book. Yes. This book, when two little girls took the book home and read this book and saw that the diseases, that all these things that the parents had in the cabinet, in there, you have seen the book. Yes. This book, when two little girls took the book home and read this book and saw that the diseases, that all these things that the parents had in the cabinet, when the parents went to work on Monday morning, those two little girls went to work. When they came back from work, the refrigerator was clean, and so was the cabinets. All the canned food was gone. The man called me to curse me out. I said, I told you when I was giving the little girls the book that something strange was going to happen. No, we understand. It is about healing. It's about love. It's about tolerance. But all that comes with what? With the food that you eat. All of the sciences, I could sit here and you could digest all of the philosophy and sciences, and you go home and you eat some pork chops. What difference does it make? So you see, I should be an example. I didn't go to school. And because of that, I'm not eating the stuff that hurts us. I was able to find a cure for AIDS and lupus and herpes. But then, there is something about me that many people find a way with. But they forgot that I am unique. You will not find the leaf on a tree the same as another on that same tree. That is because we were made to be unlike the other. I'm not wiser than you. I'm not dumber than you either. I'm just different than you. And when we put that in perspective as a race, we are not like Chinese. We are not like Eskimos. We are not like European. But we're not better than them. We're just different. But we have never traveled in the path of that difference. Because the Arabs came with a lamb, a book, and a knife. The Christian came with a cow, a hog, and a knife, and a book. And here we are. Here we are. That's okay. We had to live this experience. This is why the church is so valuable. Because it is in the church that we get the blessings, the understanding. We are all product of the church. But now, the Bible states, the herbs are for the healing of the nations. I told my brother who preached for 30 years, I said, my brother, you told Mom that I smoked marijuana. Yes, you did. And what did Mother told you? That I've been smoking marijuana ever since I was 14. But you are a preacher. You should be more benevolent. You should be more kind. You should be more understanding. God made marijuana, but he didn't make the cigarette tobacco that you smoke. So quit throwing stones. Because you eat garbage. You eat what God did not make. I don't do that. I came last Christmas, Mom, and this boy had a hog head on his table. He had a hog head. Now I want to ask him, what did he think he was going to gain from eating that hog head? And he's a preacher for 30 years. Something wrong. We need help. Brothers and sisters, in 1970, I decided to take a trip to Russia. Not for the purpose of doing research into conditioning reflexes. I went there because I wanted to look at the work of Ivan Kertikov and also Rasputin. But when I got there, I got involved in the Pavlovian institution of psychology. And what did I learn? That Pavlov conditioned this dog, where the dog would come a certain time of the day to drink this milk. You know why? The same reason that you all remember after Katrina, when the dolphins left with the water, and they told the zookeeper, you lost your 9 dolphins. He said, no, I didn't. They'd be back. Did they come back? Did they? Yes, they did. The dolphins came back. They had to. Just like you and I. You could go home today and you see all that food in your house that you know is poison, you're going to eat it. You're going to eat it. Because I did it. I did it. I said, well, I paid for it. I gotta eat it. No. The time has come, and the brother said earlier that we recognize while I was in Russia, I found out that the Pavlovian institution of psychology was based on the usage of starch to condition the dog. Wow. That is exactly what they gave us, starch. Wow. And brothers and sisters, do you know where you find the greatest amount of starch in a substance? It's in sugar. Sure. And what is the thing that we give ourselves and our children? Sugar. I had a lot of it. And I stand before you today as your brother, telling you about the journey of disease and the journey of life. If nature didn't make it, don't take it. Oh, wow. Don't take it if nature didn't make it. I gave a speech in Washington, and a young man named John Claude T, that you may know, he came up with something like a poem or a song. He said, if you don't watch the things you eat will soon eat you. But we didn't have any defense to prepare us for the journey. So Dr. Sebi came and he put a list together how to avoid certain things, what not to do, because we are sick. He knows it because he's the sickest. But I am standing before you as a healer, something I didn't want to be. Because I'm loud, verbose, I'm vulgar, I'm loose, I'm all of that. But I could cure AIDS. I'm not serious because I don't know what seriousness has to do with understanding. I'm not serious. My brother was serious. He told my mama that I wasn't serious. I told my mama he's right. Because every time I intend to get serious, a stupid laughter smile come over my face. But I want to be serious like him. But I want my brother to tell me what are the virtues of seriousness. I never knew. So brother laid on me. I want to be serious now because it's important to be serious. Oh, I forgot about something. Men are serious, and I'm not a man. I'm a male, and that's all I am and will always be. I don't know what it is to be a man, because I don't know. I don't know what a man is. I know by gender, I'm a male, right? Well, just take it further now. Besides being a male gender, I'm a man. What made me a man? I don't know. I'm not a man. I'm not even spiritual. I don't even have a mind, because I don't know what these things are. And I can't tell you that I am that when I don't know what they are. But I devoted my life to you. You, especially Black America. You were the one that prepared me to talk to you, because I'd never been to school. The very language I speak, when I came to this country from Honduras, I didn't speak it. You showed me. You prepared me. And I'm grateful to you. In my book, I stated that I wanted to give the black woman a gift. I didn't say brothers. I said sisters. Why? I was in a barber chair in New Orleans in 1962, and I made a statement because the brother was to say it was after the hours of barbering. At 8 or 9 o'clock, we're there gathering and eating all this shrimps in New Orleans, you know, and crabs and drinking beer. I said, fellas, why you all talking about sisters like that? Where you come from? This is sci-fi, yeah. I said, sci-fi. That's what they call you, right? Sci-fi? Miss Anne? Or something like that? I said, but you came out of her. You came out that woman, isn't it? So how could she be that bad? I said, I'm going to give her a gift. What gift you going to give her? I don't know. But it's in motion. I'm going to give her a gift. Little did I know that the gift was going to be healing. Why I turned it over to the sisters? Because you are the nurturers. I am not a nurturer, I'm a male. I cannot nurture anyone. You are the one. Brothers find that offensive. I find it graceful. I find it rewarding. I find it encompassing. Why? Because we beat you down just like the other races of the world. And I said, I'm not going to be one to do that. I'm going to give her a gift. And brothers and sisters, the sisters have the healing. Dr. Sebi, like he quit working in the dairy farm at 13. He quit working in the commissary at 20. He quit the merchant marine at 30. Now he's quitting healing at 76. And what am I going to do? I'm dedicating myself to vertical, organic, electric agriculture. Just like I developed the African biomineral electric cell phone. That, sisters, brothers and sisters, the African biomineral electric cell phone is registered in the Supreme Court of the United States or New York, that it is the only therapeutical approach to pathology that has benefited humanity. No other. And in one our case, prevailing above the physicians. What does that make us? Thank you. So now, should we create an institute around it? Of course. Because when the attorney, prosecuting attorney, told the judge, Your Honor, he have that the OSHA Research Institute cure AIDS. He is the one that cured the AIDS, and he's the one that's saying it. The judge said, but the paper read, Your Honor, AIDS has been cured by the OSHA Research Institute. Didn't say nothing about me. She said, who makes up the institute? People that have received benefit from the entity. She said, that is sufficient. That is how all institutes begin. Don't be afraid. We now could erect an institute that the giving of the African biomineral electric cell phone rise supreme above all else. You and I did that. Not me. I'm you standing here. I'm your brother. I am of the same gene as you. How could I be so different? How could I be so smaller than you? In fact, I'm stupid. And I like doing stupid things. I enjoy doing it. Sometime in my house, I would drop something on the floor. I'd pick it up, put it back, and drop it again. People would pass in front of me in the cars. I would stop. I say, hey, that's cool. I like that because it shows the degree of tolerance. So in essence this evening, for us to see each other's as we should see each other's with love and brother. Because I remember when my mother used to cloak me at night with the cover, you know, when you're kind of chilly, and she come and she pull the cover over you. It feels good, isn't it? Of course it does. But why can't we do that for each other's? For one another. But to get to that state, you're not going to get to eating lamb and pork chops. You will not, because it will bother your central nervous system. Okay? So brothers and sisters, you've been here a long time, and I don't want to hold you up too long because there will be a period of question and answer. But in essence, today, what Dr. Sebi came to share with you is that it is food that determines the state of your being. It's not a philosophy, it's not a religion, it's not politics. It's you. The you that they don't want expressed because there is fear. Well, me, I lived it. I owe allegiance to no one but my race. You. I owe allegiance to you, not to a philosophy, especially a philosophy that came out of Europe. Because, you see the tiger showed me that the Bengal tiger, when she has cubs, does she take her cubs to be trained by a Siberian tiger? Does she train her own cubs the ways of the Bengal tiger? But when we take our cubs to be trained, we take them to a European curriculum. And then later on we say, why can't black people listen? We've been listening. We are good listeners. We're so good. We excel in that which we have listened to. We become mechanics like myself. I became an engineer. But we have not listened to that which God designed for us. Once we go back to that design, all the fears, all of the stress will disappear. It has to, because God never made mistakes. But I want to show you guys something that's important, brothers and sisters, that we were told that protein, enzymes, vitamins, and all these things, and if you want to get buff, you got to go and work out. Am I right? Watch this. You think that he had a machine to work out? You think that he had protein to feed his body? Enzymes and vitamins? He didn't have that. He doesn't have that. But look at it. This is a person. These are people that live exactly the way God intended for us to live. And look at them. And they live 100 and some odd years. You get to 90, you're lucky if I get to 90. You understand? That is what we need to do. Come back to this. Oh, you're not going to take your clothes off, and I don't expect you to do that. Because what happened is that they have reduced us so low that they live without no clothes on. And she passed the woman up and she's going that way. But if a sister was to take her clothes off right now in front of us, all eyes would be on her. That's how much we have been reduced. Okay? It should not be. It should not be. We have a barometer. What is it that these noobers are doing that we know are out of shape? I'm great. I don't wear glasses. I'm not impotent anymore. I don't have the aches and the pains. But I'm sick. He dies healthy. He dies in his sleep. Anyone that lives above 100 dies in their sleep. they go to sleep, away. But we're going to die with cancer of the breast, cancer of the uterus, cancer of the liver. We're going to die with a disease because we've been fed gasoline instead of diesel. Gorillas are eating polar bear food. Not so good. So are we wise? Are we smart? Yes, we are. All of us are. But we're not on the right track. Instead of us going 90 degrees east, we're going 270 west. No. Dr. Sebi is delighted that he arrived at the place that he could cure the diseases that they claim is incurable. And that cure is not Dr. Sebi curing AIDS. It's the black race curing AIDS. When the Japanese was working with the immune system, they didn't single out an individual. They said the Japanese people is working with the immune system. Working with the immune system. The immune system, you could go back and read the history of what I'm saying. The immune system doesn't want you to work with it. The immune system needs to be revitalized. It's weak. What you mean you work with the immune system? And he got a Nobel Peace Prize. Dr. Sebi cured AIDS. Then we gave him a chamber pot. You understand? But that's okay. It's a position I'm satisfied with, the one I hold today. I have never been dissatisfied with me, because that's all I have. That's all I own, me. So I'm going to make sure that the me is happy every day. I'm going to make sure that. I had wives to leave me and say, nigga, get out. Fine. The other one, no one monkey start no show, fine. The other one took all my money and everything, fine. And here I am. Going on. Now we have a $200 million project.
All right.
What is in the $200 million project, you? We're buying 1,000 acres of land to grow cotton, and we have a cotton gin, $10 million worth. We have 7 centers: New York, Chicago, Detroit, LA, San Francisco, Atlanta, DC, and Miami. 7. It's going to cost us $35 million. We're going to have a plane that's going to carry 125 people. It costs us $27 million. We also have $5 million for farmers to refurbish their agriculture product, to grow organically grown food, to supply the centers. In the $200 million project, there's also provision made, something that I discovered in New York. I traveled one day to 142nd Street. There was a lady, Miss Mary McCallum. She called me on Monday, that I'm always closed on Mondays, but when she called, she said, Dr. Sebi, I'm sick. Could you heal me? Oh boy. I'm closed on Monday, but I'm coming to see you. Jump in the cab from Brooklyn to Manhattan. I gave her the comfort. I rubbed her legs with the salve. But the sheet of the bed was supposed to be white, but it was kind of yellowish. The 2 ladies that were there with her, I said to them, please take her to the bathroom and bathe her. I'll be right back. I came back with some sheets and pillowcases and some incense and some oils. And she came back and she said, hey, my toes are pink. I don't feel the pain anymore. And I feel good already. Who changed the sheets? I said, we did. That lady didn't have any money. The treatment came up to about $300. And she goes in her coin purse. And she took $5 out. She said, I'm giving you a down payment on the $300. I said, Miss McCallum, if my mama was standing here and I take this money from you, I think that that frying pan would be across my head again. So knowing that in Compton, in Watts, in Harlem, all over the United States, east side, there are brothers and sisters that are my age, in their 70s, that need help and cannot help themselves because they don't have the money to do that. So we have appropriated $5 million to train sisters and to provide compounds for the needy. A woman asked me, how are you going to get the $200 million? I said, that's easy. Remember 6 years ago when they called you brothers? I said, I'm not one. Don't talk to me like that. Because I didn't march to Washington. I wasn't going to go to Washington. Well, you brothers went to Washington, 1 million of you, and you guys spent on the average of $500 to get there. Some spent up to $3,000 to fly from England. So we're going to average out $500, 1 million of you. The only person that made money off the Million Man March was the hotels and the planes and the city of D.C. that they had to pay $5 million or $3 to have it. We spent $500 million to go to D.C. and say, I love you, and go back home. I have to go all the way to Washington in front of a white boy statue to tell you I love you. No, isn't that something? And it cost me $500 million. So we got a $200 million budget where you're going to invest $200, but you're going to get it back every dime. But what you will do is provide us with the beginning of the process of rejuvenation again. We're going to own something together for the first time. You deserve it. Because what you have done, you would never be able to fathom. I'm a foreigner among you. I could see you better than you see yourself. That you could see me better than I could see myself. But what I see in you, I'm going to give you a glimpse. Where in the world do we go and find individuals, whether black, white, Chinese, Eskimo, or Arab, that have expressed and showed what they could do, equivalent to George Washington called? Where do you go and find that? Where do you go and find a Charles Drew? Where do you go and find an Elijah McCoy? Where do you go and find any one of you? Nowhere in the world but you. So I saw that in you, and I learned that from you. You were one. In 1954, I met a black man in LA. No, in New Orleans. Aubrey Wellington Sinclair, who made a plane in 1929 and flew it from Maine to Maine. He made it in his backyard. And then Dr. Sebi became a curator. Oh, big deal. I curate. Well, am I supposed to be tapping the shoulder?